I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Yes.
Cowabunga, baby.
Fuck!
Hey, this is Jake Alba. ALBA. Guys, I missed you last week. How did it go?
It was awesome. James was a great guest, and I don't know if James was watching or not today, but he killed it. And we were also grateful you weren't there because I called a guy that makes rodeo ropes. I'm just glad that you were not there to heckle me about that.
And how
Ideal client.
and how much wasted time did you go trying to discover some pain just in case he wants to learn how to sell some rodeo ropes?
Yeah, it was a good session. My highlight of the session was it felt like a YouTube channel with Jake opening up his Headset Advisor headset. It kind of changed me, Ryan. And so on that note, we actually brought something for you, and we wanted to open up something for you, Ryan.
That's okay.
Oh, really? Wait, what did you bring?
Well, we got a few items.
Your guys' items came today. Your swag attack.
Are you ready? Count us down, Ryan.
1.
Dude, open it like you opened on last Wednesday. What you put me through,
Dude, first of all, Dan, put yours in front of the camera.
Oh, you guys got the bags? Lightweight, baby.
And then that's not all.
You know it's
Not one, not two, but 5 of these bad boys.
Oh, what you guys got those are like the Sandler color. Look at that. Those blue and yellow. Blue and yellow.
Uh-huh.
I think we got black and yellow. Maybe.
Oh, it's black. It's black and yellow.
We're representing you, brother.
So,
which one do you want us to wear?
It's up to you guys. I didn't realize you guys were gonna be wearing your swag today. I just got this new. Testing out the. There's 2 different hoodies options that they have, and kind of like this one. It's a little bit big, but it's printed. There you go. Look at that.
This is Ryan Reiser. We haven't spoken before.
Hold on. I gotta make sure I got my tie on. That way we're matching. Awesome. That's great. You guys got your stuff today. So
yeah,
fantastic.
we're gonna go do some long haul trucking after the call. So
all right. Well, you guys ready to make some calls? Or are you gonna keep making excuses? I don't know.
Yeah, that's
We're
also
ready.
why we reached out.
So today, one of the things that I wanted to try to see if we can get through is when we're in our calls, there's this this approach that you guys seem to have, which continues to try to identify pain. And I'm curious. I was making fun of you a little bit ahead of time, but curious why you spend so much time with people who seem to not necessarily hit on the first value proposition. Can you talk about the why behind continuing when you could just exit and move to the next call? I'm asking for a friend.
Let me go ahead and address that concern. It's mostly because we're desperate.
Okay. No, but for real.
Well, we're kind of needy, and we're just trying to beg someone for an appointment. That's probably the main reason.
Okay.
Jay?
I just do what I'm told. No, it's Ryan, I don't quite know what you're getting at. Could you explain a little further why you asked?
Well, so it came up earlier today when we were calling in our show with Justin. Some people are asking questions about like, hey, isn't it our job to convince them about something they don't really want to want to do? And so my approach is generally like, hey, this is what I do for people who have these types of problems. I know that if you look like this, I can help you. If you don't, I'm out. Right? Solve a problem or go away. But it seems like your approach is like, hey, well, we do this. Oh, if not this, what about this? If not this, what about that? And I'm just curious,
Yeah.
why
So,
why is that the thing? And maybe there's like a Sandler approach to that. My specific one is I have a list. I believe that on this list there are people that have this specific problem, and if they tell me no, I get the fuck out. That's how I approach it. But there's another approach, which it seems that you guys are like, well, maybe we can help them in this way, and you're trying to like maybe challenge them a bit more on thinking differently, etc. So I'm just wondering if you guys could go a little bit deeper into the why behind that.
yeah.
Because it came up on our show earlier. It's just a different approach.
Yeah, I think two reasons. One is if you sell a very narrow product, I think you're right. It's fit, yes or no. It's like green or red. What we sell is a little unique where some people do need help with setting appointments, others need help with closing deals, and some people need help with neither of that. They need help with scaling their companies, building the right processes, getting the right people. And so in your world of what you're selling, you're right. But if you offered more than one core solution, then we're saying, hey, no on this, Ryan. Well, typically people that don't have these problems, they have problems in these other areas. So we're just pivoting to a different pain point of a different category. So not that we're begging for an appointment or forcing something. We're with you. If it's not a fit, we should probably just walk away. But in our world, we're just pivoting from this solution A is not a resource. Let's pivot to solution B.
Okay. So when I think about when I think about go to market, I think that the list is a strategy. We target companies and we target people within those companies who likely would have a need for it, whether I offer a bunch of stuff or not, but like a certain pain point, and then I go with there. And if it's not there, I actually for a cold call, I'll get out. I don't explore it. So when you have a more broader use case, you can explore that. But it seems to me like that never actually goes anywhere. It just like kind of drags on and like keeps the person on the line, but you could just go to the next conversation. So I'm just generally curious of the strategy, because you could always follow up a month later and try the other approach, right? Or 2 weeks later.
Yeah, I think you're right if you're like trying to force a square peg in a round hole, as they say, Ryan.
True. When you use that line, you have like a 80% conversion rate. So.
But I think the key is if we hit the chord on a good pain point, expand the pain, then book the meeting. The goal of the conversation is to book an appointment. But I'm with you too. If the pain's not there, or we're trying to create pain, it's not there, we should disqualify it. But let's keep that mindset in the back of our heads as we call today, and let's see what happens, because we shouldn't force something if it's not there.
Just a timing thing. I'm just generally curious. I'm generally curious as to why you wouldn't just cut bait and move to the next one, when especially what we see here is like conversation after conversation after conversation. So I wanted to ask the question. It came up earlier. My approach is one thing. You got another approach, and that's what these shows are all about. We're just showing off different ways to get out there and have conversations.
Well, one last question for you, Ryan, we'll start dialing, is you talk about the man in the arena and critics and the haters. And you're one of the few people, Ryan, that goes out there and does it, makes the calls. What's your 2 cents on people's opinions versus people getting in the trenches mixed with different approaches that work? What would you add to that?
I think at the end of the day, it is what makes you feel like you're driving success, and whatever your definition of success is. So for me, if we're thinking about answering this question, is like, I want to efficiently get to people who have a problem I know I can solve. And if I can't, I get out. So that's my definition of success. Do you care about this thing? And I'm not trying to convince anybody, right? Like, especially in a cold call, I'm not going to convince you. You don't even know who the hell I am. There needs to be a genuine like, yes, that sounds relevant. If I can't get there quickly, I'm just going to get out. Otherwise, I'm going to waste a ton of time trying to convince somebody who doesn't want to be convinced, or frankly, probably won't be because it's a cold call. So I spend way too much time on that, which is very different than like if someone came to me or was referred to me and I'm in a conversation, I might do more discovery. But for a cold call, like I want to be pinpoint, right? The beauty of cold calling is it's precision based. I can select my targets. I can get the conversations. And if my hypothesis is off, I can reapproach it at another time, but I want to be list message, list message, list message. That's just my approach. So success is, am I on point? Like, do these people have this problem? Do they care? Yes or no? Get out. But your approach might be, look, I just want to generally start having conversations with people in my market. You're playing long game. You're owner of an agency. You could be networking with other business owners in Utah. So whether it's getting referrals or anything like that, like the conversation could go a lot of ways. So your success might be, well, I'm networking with other business owners, and this is a good conversation for me regardless. I would challenge. My personal belief is I would challenge that a little bit differently and approach it a little differently. Like, instead of keep going down this like pain point thing, I'd be like, I don't know if any of those are relevant at all, but generally I just reach out to, like, Dan, you have a status opportunity where if it's like business owner, and I don't even know, but let's have a conversation. I would reapproach the whole messaging. And in the first place, right? I wouldn't go after a pain. I'd say the only reason I'm reaching out is I'm a CEO of a business in Utah. I work with a lot of people that are on a lot of problems, and I was just wondering if you're open to having a conversation about that. Well, then what is it what you do? Well, we help in a lot of different ways. We help with this, and that. Do any of those resonate? Versus going after a pain, that type of thing. That's how I might approach it. But there's a lot of different ways to skin the cat. There's a lot of ways.
Let's see what happens on the calls today with that frame of mind of the list is the strategy, or a little bit of a wider net, find the pain point that fits. And if I'm wrong, then let's heckle me, and let's see what happens today, Ryan.
Wyatt wants all the strategies. Wyatt's in the house. Wyatt shows up to the morning show. Welcome back.
Looks so fine.
Hey, is this Dan?
It's Randy.
Randy, Dan's not floating around the office today, is he?
He's gone for the rest of the day.
He's gone. Can I leave you a message maybe when he comes back tomorrow?
Sure.
Let me give you my cell. Have him call Dan Bigelow.
Hold on just a sec, Dan. Hold on. Sorry. Bigelow?
Yep, Dan Bigelow, and I'll give you my cell. It's 801-201-4781.
Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, bye.
See ya. Can we get a cowabunga on that, or a heck yeah?
That was a gatekeeper. You could get this.
Yes! That's awesome!
James, you didn't get that. That was lame. You should get this.
Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing.
I might get one of those. I don't know.
You have
Yes.
Are you getting sick, Dan?
Well, it's funny you bring that up. Curious what prompted that question. Notice how I didn't answer it.
Your voice is a little raspy.
Yeah.
That's our new technique, actually.
Tone is so important.
We lower our voice register and
Hey, this is Shelby.
Hey, Shelby. Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training.
With who? Sorry?
With Sandler Training.
Okay.
Not sure if that name sounds familiar.
It doesn't.
Wasn't sure if it would. Well, Shelby, can I briefly explain why I called, and then you let me know if it makes sense to talk?
Sure, go for it.
Perfect. So I'm a business owner here in Midvale. I don't know, 30 minutes from you guys in Linden. I was looking up your website. Our company does a lot of work with companies similar to yours. And was curious, do you do most of the business development yourself, Shelby, or do you have a team that does it?
No. There's a couple of us that do it, and yeah, we're contractors, so it's not terribly hard to find work in this market.
Yeah, it's a weird market. Well, that's partly why we called. Do you guys mostly do excavation, or do you kind of do other types of work as well?
So we're general contractors that self-perform the heavy civil. So we have a couple of civil engineering license and a general, a B100 as well. So we do vertical, and some of our projects, we actually perform most of our work as a general contractor. And, building those different sites include buildings and splash pads and pools and tennis courts or baseball fields or whatever, roads, road work. So we usually do both of them. We do kind of both sides.
And my guess is you have plenty of business. You guys are probably scheduled 6 months to a year out.
Yeah, it's not hard right now. No.
It's a funny market here in Utah. So I work with quite a few companies similar to yours. We help them in kind of two areas. One is we help them, gain and acquire new business. But a lot are telling us, hey, we're getting plenty of business right now. Their challenges are more finding A players or training and onboarding new team members. Or some of them are just doing well overall. They just don't have the plan to scale the business. My guess is you probably don't have any of those challenges, do you?
And there's always a problem getting the right guys and onboarding. In fact, when you called, I was talking to somebody about somebody we need to promote from a field to a management level. And yeah. Well, this person, I mean, this is a good example. So what I see a lot in your industry is the people that do get promoted, they're good A players. They just haven't been trained or given the skill set to be good leaders or good managers. I don't know if that's a concern for you. Sometimes, yeah.
Well, a couple thoughts here. My company's put together kind of a simple survey outlines different challenges for business leaders like you and their teams. And, at this point, I don't know if we'd be the right resource, but can I make a suggestion?
What's that?
My suggestion is we carve out 15 minutes on the calendar next week. I send you the survey. You kind of highlight what's important to you. We meet for 15 minutes and we only talk about what's important to you as far as scaling your company. And then, if there's not a fit, we'll just end the meeting early. If you kind of like what you hear and you like what we do with other companies, we can decide to talk further.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm willing to discuss. Yeah. Why don't we see what's up?
What's a good day for you next week?
Yeah, let me look here. Is this a virtual? What's when you say
if it works for you, Zoom's a little easier, and then we can kind of show you a couple things. Yeah. Would Friday morning, maybe next Friday, 9:00 work? Or actually, a better time might be would Wednesday 11:30 work?
Yeah, let me see here. I got a couple calendars. I got a few. All right. Bam.
You're a busy guy. You got all sorts of stuff on your calendar.
Yeah, it's good though, right? Let's see. Wednesday's pretty ugly, actually.
Okay.
A couple of project meetings, a couple of city meetings.
What? Let's say we looked at.
Tuesday is looking better. I have my afternoon shop and my morning on Tuesdays. I got some space, and then Thursday.
Would Thursday 2:00 work for you, or 3:00?
3:00 could work. I've got a staff meeting from 1 to usually 2:30.
Okay, so let's do 3:00, and
on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll just do kind of a short intro call, and then this survey I'll send you, Shelby. If anything doesn't apply, just leave it blank. And then when we talk, we'll only talk about what's important to you. And then if none of it resonates, you can kick us to the curb. And if you like what you hear, we can schedule some time to talk further.
No, I appreciate it.
Awesome. Well, I'll send you a Zoom invite. Let me make sure I got your email. I've looked you up. I got Shelby at
Sandlink.com.
Sandlink. There we go. Perfect. Well, plan on seeing you over Zoom Thursday, 3 o'clock.
Okay, man. Appreciate the call. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Shelby.
Yeah. See you, man.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.
Yes! That's awesome!
Yes.
The only thing that was missing from that call is you didn't have your hat on, so it was kind of lame. That was a master class. And did you catch what you added to that call that was different than most of the other calls, Dan?
Well, let's hear what you saw, Ryan.
I'm curious if you feel like you added something different at the start of that call.
I think I did, but I'm gonna go with we led with some business stature there. You highlighted it before the first dial, so we thought, you know what, let's showcase what you see.
Ding, 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 ding. Hey, a business owner reaching out to other business owners. And that just opened up the conversation in a different way than what has happened before, where at least this is what I listened to. And even though he didn't immediately jump at it, he's like, well, sure, I guess I'd be interested in. And then everything else you do a phenomenal job all the time, where you're like, hey, I'm not sure if this is really a fit or not, but this is what we're seeing. How does that feel? And an incredible job. That was a great call.
Thanks. There's a couple nuances there. One nuance is we're kind of like Russian roulette on who we're calling. Ideally, you would call the same vertical. I don't know what the industries of the next dial is, but we do see here in Utah that construction's pretty booked out. Everyone's like, we have all the business we could ever want. So I like what Bruce said in the chat. Prospects are typically used to mismatching you. So if you can do the opposite, my guess is you have all the business you could ever want. They're going to mismatch you and say, no. I mean, we've got plenty of business, but we could always use more. The prospects are just used to mismatching. So a little bit of Sandler there, which Bruce, I believe you're familiar with Sandler, and now you're consulting in some other prospecting and sales stuff. So I like that you saw that, Bruce. Any other thoughts you want to say, Jake, before we throw you in the deep end?
Just cue me up. Let's make the next dial. I'm ready.
He's tired of listening to you talk. Cowabunga, baby.
Jake, before we go to the next call, did you think?
Good. Pick up the phone and start dialing.
All right.
The only thing that I was looking forward to is square peg in a round hole, and we didn't get it, so I have nothing to say.
Yeah, that was pretty.
All right.
Pretty
That was
barren.
a 9 out of 10 otherwise.
All right. One dial, one connect, one appointment.
That's what we call a golden ratio around here. Nice job.
I've
Nice
refined my message a little bit, so we'll see how it goes today.
Thank you for calling Dynapack. This is Marlene. How can I help you?
Marlene, hey, John isn't floating around the office today, is he?
No, he's out for a family wedding today.
Oh, congratulations to him. Do you know if he'll be in maybe later this week, or is he going to be out for a little bit?
Oh no, it was his today. It was his niece. He'll be in tomorrow.
Okay, I will try back then. Thank you.
Sounds good. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, what could you have done better?
Ryan, what could I have done better, dude?
Next.
Is it cool to wear your hat like this, by the way, nowadays?
I think so.
Next, don't talk about your hat, Jake.
Next.
Most sales online. We got Jake from the jungle. Jake's in the Amazon jungle right now. Cool guy. I got a chance to meet him a couple weeks ago, one of your calling sessions, Ryan.
Thank you for calling Sergeant Steve.
Jungle Jake's live from the jungle. We should get him in the show. Say hi in the jungle.
Saturday
We should.
from 10 until 2. We are located at 3241 East, 3300 South, Salt Lake Hello. Please leave your message after the tone.
Dang it.
Okay, what could I have done better?
Learn how to dial. I don't know, man.
It's hard. It's hard.
Oh, shucks. Oh, jeez. Do it live. Let me see if we can get him in here. Jake, can you tune in from the hammock? Let's see if you can crash the party for a second. Oh,
Limited
elbows.
internet from the Amazon jungle.
Oh, I'm gonna have to sit down, guys. My broken elbows making me really sore at this angle.
Oof.
Careful.
Grab a hammock, bro.
I wish I had a hammock. Banana hammock. Do you think calling live from a jungle in a banana hammock would be good? Oh,
Dude,
what's going on?
I'm just getting kind of nervous.
I don't hear the phone dialing.
Thank you for calling Command 7. Please remain on the line to be transferred to the next available team member. If you know your party's extension,
Dude, Jake,
you
sit
dial
up
it
taller
at any
so
time.
Bruce can see your tie.
For a dial by name directory, please press 9. Our office hours are Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. 3-5 is not a valid
Oh
extension.
my heck.
Please try again. Thank you for calling. By using the keys on your touch-tone phone, please enter the first or last name of the party you wish to reach. Transferring to
Kendall Walk.
Oh,
Sorry about your elbow, Ryan.
no, you're not.
Yeah, I am.
Good, pick up the phone and start dialing.
Wyatt, my X-rays came back. I fractured my elbow, so it's a bit sore. He was on our show when it first started. I was like, I'm having a hard time paying attention. It was on Monday. I wasn't sure where it was at, but it's a break. I actually gotta leave after the show today. Go back to the orthopedics. It's gonna be
You've reached Kendall Walk with Command 7. I'm currently unavailable. Please leave your message with your name and contact information.
I hope
Dang
you
it.
don't need surgery, Ryan.
no. It seems like it's gonna be okay. But
Dude, Ryan, Wyatt has good empathy. Good job, Wyatt.
thanks, Wyatt. Appreciate you.
Jorge speaking. How can I help you?
Yeah, I was trying to see if George is still floating around the office today.
This is Jorge.
Oh,
I'm
Jorge.
at the office.
Okay, I believe that we had reached out maybe a week or so ago. This is Jake over at Sandler Training.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure if you remember that call or not.
I don't remember, but you have to refresh my memory.
Okay. No, we had a pretty good conversation. We were going to try and line up maybe like a brief meeting, but that's okay if you didn't remember that one. I guess, is it okay if I refresh your memory a little bit and you can let me know if that helps at all?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we work with a lot of different businesses similar to your space. And what we've kind of found are a couple of, I guess, frustrations or headaches that they're having. You know, when I talk to, business owners similar to you, they say that maybe they're not getting in front of enough people. They're a little bit frustrated because of that. They're also worried that maybe if they are getting in front of the right people, they're just not closing enough of those people. And then the last thing we hear is, we're concerned that maybe we're not getting paid correctly because we're either discounting or we're turning away business because we're growing too fast. I guess let me pause there. I'm not sure if any of those challenges are familiar to you in your world, are they?
So you said we talked and we were thinking about setting something up, because if we would have talked a week ago, I would have told you we're kind of unwinding this business. So
it's like
out,
2 weeks
I'm not-
ago, you had mentioned that you were semi-retired, so maybe that's what you meant by that.
Yeah. So we're not looking to do anything. 'Cause like I said, we're unwinding and calling it, throwing up the white flag network.
Oh.
So,
Okay, yeah, I had no idea that you guys were like kind of closing shop there. You had mentioned you were semi-retired, but you were open to having a conversation,
Yeah.
so that's my bad. Okay, no worries,
all right,
man.
well, thanks for reaching out, buddy.
Hey, can I ask you one last question, Jorge?
Yeah.
I'll be quick. I know you're sick of having me on the line here, but not sure if you had any, I guess, professional references or people that might be able to benefit from this, do you?
I don't. Pretty insulated little business I had running for a while here, so no, I
Okay.
wish I could help you
Well,
out there, buddy.
I appreciate your time. Hey, good luck with retirement.
All right, thanks, bud. Bye.
Okay, see you later. So some viewers might recognize that we called that guy a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Do you guys know how to disposition the dispositions are going through correctly? I want to make sure that that's flowing nicely for you guys, and we're not getting back to those previous connects. Are you in pause and preview, or are you dialing the power dialer mode?
Power dialer. So I'm just going to put not now.
Not now. You should put like that guy should be in no or no longer
No
with
longer
company.
with the company.
No longer
Yeah.
with the company is probably a better outcome. Like it's not a. Oh, look who's here! You made it.
Did Jake make it?
boys?
Dude, that's so cool.
Live from the Amazon. I'm in a boat.
What
On a
the
boat.
heck? You are in a boat.
Yeah, just for you, Ryan. I got out of the hammock upstairs.
You were so relaxed.
Yeah,
Dude,
pretty chill. I did a podcast here today.
do you have enough rations to survive out there?
Yeah. There's actually a village not too far from here, so it's good. I go in there and I eat and stuff. I'll head in a little while. Yeah.
So do you speak Portuguese?
I speak Spanish, but it's I'm learning, right? So it's not the smoothest Spanish in the world, but es suficiente para hablar. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I'll show you
Dude,
guys
talk
around
about
a
a
bit.
tour of the.
That's so cool.
So, do the people there speak Spanish or they speak Portuguese?
They speak Spanish, and some people speak different indigenous languages and stuff like that, but it's mostly Spanish. I'm close to Brazil, though. I'm in Peru, so it's Spanish, but I'm fairly close to the Brazilian border here, just in the garden.
Dude, Jake lived in Brazil, and he speaks Portuguese.
Yep.
Okay, I saw you made that push in Portuguese to help with the tree planting and everything before. I saw that.
That would have
Yeah.
been rad, dude. But
Yeah.
my one of my cousins is married to a Peruvian guy, and they just got back from Peru, and they're actually building a property out there. So if I ever come out there, dude, I'm coming to your jungle hut.
Please do, man. You guys are all so welcome. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to have some sort of like sales gathering here at some point, maybe sales jungle or something like that. I was kind of riffing on today. Here, I'll show you guys. There's some kids here just swimming in the river. It's pretty fun. Woo! The water is super high, so
watch out for alligators. I don't know if it's safe to be where you're at.
yeah. So the water's really high right now. Like a lot of these trees you see, it's actually like the tree tops because the water level is up so high. And yeah, some kids are swimming over there having fun. I just had a little swim not too long ago. And yeah, got lots of cool plants, medicinal plants. This one's called achote. It makes these like red fruits that you can like, it's always a really fun dye. You could like put it on your face and stuff like that. The kids have fun with that. This one you guys probably know quite well. It's called coca.
Is that cocaine?
No, it's a master teacher plant here in Peru. So it's a really highly regarded plant that they use for medicine basically. But but yeah, it's the same plant that cocaine is made from.
Dude.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just answered that question just like Dan talks about square pegs and round holes. So,
I did.
dude, this is amazing that the streaming is so good from the area. So
Yeah.
we definitely got to get you on and do some live calling from the jungle when you're not relaxing in a hammock. So get you back in another show. It's gonna be awesome.
Totally.
Well,
Yeah.
Jake, this next call is dedicated to you. I'm going to call a tech company, and they're a big tech company. Let's see what happens.
Can you give him some coaching after this because
Yeah, Jake, coach away.
Dan needs some help. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
I'm 1 for 1 so far today.
We are sorry, there is no one available to take your call. Please record your message after the tone. Press star to discard the recording, or press. Thank you for calling MX. Please listen to all options as our menu has recently changed. For the front desk, press 0. For sales and partnerships, press 1. For
Jake, go ahead and tell us what the attics are for there.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's cool. So where I was before was up here, like got a little ladder that goes up. And
Hi,
then
Erin Codwell's not floating around the office today, is she?
No, I don't believe she is.
Or do you have a number you can connect me to for?
I actually am not able to connect or transfer calls just because of the nature of like the kind of mostly remote workforce. Email is the best way to get in touch with people.
Okay, she gave me her email. I think I got aaron.caldwell@mx.com.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what I would use.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much for your help.
Of course. Have a good one.
you shall not pass.
Hey guys, what could I have done better?
Yeah, well, our team was able to get past that person to get to a live conversation. So maybe work on your gatekeeper script. I don't know, floating around there and stuff. You didn't get through. Next,
Yeah, this one's Jake.
let's coach on some real conversations. Bam. So Jake, do you sleep in a hammock there, or do you have is there like a sleeping quarters?
Yeah, I've got a sleeping area, a bunch of different rooms. You could sleep in a hammock, but if you don't have a net, the mosquitoes will eat you at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have the
We are sorry,
Zika
there is
virus?
no one available to take your call. Please
I
record
think
your
it's
message.
around. I've never gotten it. Dengue is something that people get. But you just be careful. Like the bugs are only out during certain times, and I've got all the rooms like screened in with
Trying to reach one of our
nets.
franchise locations.
And then
Our website.
you've got like a zippery thing for the door that goes. It's all sealed and stuff, so you're safe in there.
Please press 1 for our dial by
That
name
is so
directory. For franchise sales, please
Like a
press
big
2. For accounting,
treehouse of my dream.
Jake, how many cold calls have you made
please
from
use
the
your
jungle
telephone
today?
keypad to enter
You know
the
what?
first.
None. But I filmed a podcast earlier in that boat that I was in. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. But we'll have to get some live calls going, and Ryan Jesse might come down. He's one of the Uber SDRs. So, and I got a message actually today from someone who participated in that first SDR League event from Branch 49. He's traveling around and he wants to come down too. So that was just serendipitous today.
That's awesome. Who was the who's the rep?
Let me just check here.
Hey, this is Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry, Dan Bigelow, Sandler Training.
Dang, I'm in a meeting right now. I'm gonna have to call back.
Okay.
So
I'm happy to do so. I think you and I met about a year ago, but when should I reach back out, Jerry?
I don't know, week or two.
Week or two? Cool. I'll just give you a shout in a week or two. Thanks for your time, brother.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
See ya.
So there's
Well, clearly he had to go because he went right into the next thing. So he wasn't communicating the
So can I make a confession here, Ryan?
what's that?
So no one knows who this person was that I call. I haven't identified him. Can I tell you a story that happened to me a year ago with that prospect?
Sure.
So all due respect to everyone listening, but I had a nice discovery call, but his camera went dark, and I thought that was kind of weird, like in the middle of the dialogue. And then next thing I know, I heard this like bathroom stall sound.
Oh,
And then I heard some other things. And then a few minutes later, the camera came back on, and like nothing had happened. And I was pretty weirded out. And then about 15 minutes later, the exact same thing happened again. And I was done. I was like, I am done with this meeting. That's a true story.
Do you think he was messing with you to see like if you'd call it out or not?
No, it was all real. My reality was shattered. I was like, how?
So I'm always wondering some of the more random stuff, if it's somebody just like trying to mess around with you as a salesperson, or if it's like a legitimate thing.
No, that one was like legit. It weird. I wrote it in my journal. It weirded me out so bad.
It's never happened on my side, but I've had some other crazy stuff happen. Like this person was going off on, it wasn't a discovery call, but it was a cold call. And it's like, oh my God, you didn't hear? It's in a terrible accident. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. And I wanted to kind of act like, I apologize. I'll make sure up to my records. No, it was so terrible. He didn't hear what happened. It's like he was driving down the road and he got in an accident. His head was decapitated, and he like kept going on with like all these like crazy. Like I was trying to gracefully exit, but at some point it was getting crazier and crazier. Pretty sure they were just messing with me the whole time. But this was like early on in my career when you get that, no, Jim's dead type. You've called on list and you get that. I'm pretty confident most of the time when you hear that, it's just someone messing with you to just get you off the list. But that one was that happened to me earlier in my career. So that was like the craziest thing that I've had to go through. Like it was just like gory detail, and they wouldn't like really let you go. And when you are early on, you don't really know how to exit calls. You don't feel comfortable hanging up on somebody. Yeah, it was one of those. And
I never felt that way.
You never felt that way?
That I was uncomfortable hanging up on someone?
Oh, early on, this was like the real fear for me. It seems like that's your guys' tactic here, because you just want to keep them on as long as possible. But I used to feel like I couldn't hang up on somebody. Like I had to wait till they hung up. It was like so I would just listen to people berate me and all that stuff and tell them, I'm so sorry, type of thing early on. Now I just hang up on them.
Hey, is this Ronald?
It is.
Hey, Ronald, this is Jake Alba, Sandler Training.
From where?
Sandler Training.
Sandler Training, okay.
Sure, neither of those maybe names sound familiar to you?
The Sandler Training doesn't sound familiar to me. Jake Alba sounds more familiar, but I know a bunch of Albas.
Okay. Well, most of us are related, so which Albas do you know?
Can you name them? Joel, Samuel?
Yeah, those are my cousins, actually. That's pretty crazy. Now you can tell them you met Jake if you ever talk to them.
Raymond was your cousin too?
Yep. How do you know all those guys?
I used to go to the Lucetta Ward when they were there. I taught Raymond's class the year before he died.
That is wild. Holy moly. I'm going to have to we have a family reunion coming up here this year. I'm going to have to let them know that I spoke with you. They'll probably be pretty intrigued to hear that.
So the one that I've seen the most recently is Eduardo.
Okay.
Eduardo, they used to call him. He doesn't go by that anymore.
Yeah. We all have nicknames. It's kind of crazy. So that is really cool. Well,
and then I knew their cousin. Come on, what's his name? Sergio.
I feel like you know more of the Albas than I do, and I'm in the family.
Okay, well, Sergio and his wife Norma were good friends of me and my first wife.
Okay.
So
yeah, we see Norma. She actually did at our last get together. She did a little tortilla making session, and so some of us younger bucks didn't know how to make them, so it was pretty cool to learn that skill set.
So she taught you how to make tortillas costarricenses.
Oh yeah, so good. You can't go wrong, right? And here's a little trick. Like a lot of people don't do this, but if you have those fresh tortillas with a little bit of butter, manteiga, and just a little bit of salt and cinnamon, man, just right off the griddle, they're so good.
Okay.
But cool. No,
That's
that's
good without the salt and cinnamon. Anyway, well, what can I do for you, Jack?
yeah. So pretty cool. We have that connection. So I guess maybe what I'll do is just explain a little bit of what I do and what Sandler does, and then you can let me know if it makes sense for us to maybe have a conversation. But a lot of the companies that we reach out to are business owners. They're kind of frustrated with a few common headaches. One of the big ones that we see a lot is, hey, maybe we're not getting in front of the right people. The other thing we hear is we're worried that maybe we're not closing the people that we are getting in front of, so we're kind of missing out on some sales. And the last one that we hear is we're concerned that maybe we're not getting paid correctly. And what I mean by that is a lot of people feel like they're heavily discounting and or turning away business because they're growing so fast. I'll pause there. Are you seeing any of those challenges, or do those kind of resonate with your world?
Not really. I'm an attorney and an actuary. I am licensed for insurance, and I've used it occasionally, but I'm basically retired at this point. I don't know why I'm on your list, but I'm 75 years old. I don't think I need to worry about the things that you're bringing up.
Yeah, I would say so. If you're retired and you no longer have that business, that would make sense. Yeah, well, that's cool. I appreciate you at least chatting with me for a minute, and it's cool that we have a lot of family connections. So I'll ask you one last question, then I'll get out of your hair, but I'll be sure to talk to my family members, let them know that we connected, if that's all right.
That's fine.
Okay.
I don't know. The only one I'm sure that'll remember me is Eduardo.
Okay, because you taught him, right?
No. Eduardo and I served together in a ward in. He was living in West Valley City, and I was living in Draper, but we got assigned in the Hispanic Initiative.
Okay.
Both of us working in the same ward in what is that called? Benyon, I guess it was. What do they call that area though?
Was it Granger?
Benyon, they call it. No, not Granger. No, they call that Kearns.
Oh, Kearns. Yeah. Okay.
So we both attended the same ward in Kearns back in the mid 2000s, so about 15 years ago.
That's cool.
And I haven't seen. I run across. I drive by Joel's office once in a while. I see that he's got an office on.
Is that off of Redwood, right?
South or whatever that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Is that off of Redwood? I think the little insurance office, right?
It's just a few blocks west of State Street on 70, whatever that is. It's about 7,500 South.
Yeah.
You have Midvale Main Street there.
Yeah, you have a great memory. That's crazy. Well, I'll get out of your hair, but I am on a mission to try and find people. I have at least 30, 40 more years before I retire, so you wouldn't know of anyone that might be interested or could benefit from what I do you?
I'd have to think about it. Not off the top of my head. I do have a fellow who that I work with on insurance. We're going to be doing some deals, and he might benefit from something like that. I'll ask him. But
Okay. Would it be okay if I shot you over an email with my contact info if it looks like, maybe you run into a few people here and there? Okay, I'll do that.
you could. All right, thanks.
Hey, thanks. Nice to meet you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.
Cowabunga, baby.
What the heck, dude?
Remember how we started the call and how much time is spent talking to stuff that anyway. That was interesting, family thing, but random. Guys, we got 5 minutes left before we land the plane today. I want to make sure everyone knows about the headset giveaway. Dan, how does it work? How does this work?
Dude, I can't talk because Jake just weirded me out so much. I thought he was messing with me. I thought I'm with Joshua. I was like, this cannot be real. But somehow it was.
Oh my gosh, that weirded me out, and I did it.
Dude. Oh my heck. The details that was used to describe how tortillas are made just pushed my reality. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight.
If anyone wants a tutorial,
little cinnamon and right off the grill. Okay, 4 more minutes. We're gonna land the plane. How's this work? I think
All right, so here's how it works. Everyone's sharing the chat, your lesson learned, your takeaway from today, your insight. We're going to do a drawing. The way to be entered into the drawing is to type in your lesson learned or chat, and then we'll put your name in a little wheel. We'll rotate it, and one of you is going to win a headset from Headset Advisor. And so everyone type in the chat your takeaway or your lesson learned today. What stood out to you from today's session? And we'll give you, even though we're landing the plane pretty quick here, do we have time for one more call, Ryan, or we'll give them a moment to pause and write in their insight?
Well, we don't have enough time for one of your guys' calls, that's for sure.
Okay, I'll do one more. I'll do one more Ryan call.
We want to target 8 to 12, 3 to 5 minute conversations for every hour we prospect. You guys like to push those limits.
Ryan, I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. It's all right, guys.
Dude, the hat failed me.
I still love you. It's okay. I wear my tie to work.
With the hat, I thought it would give me superpowers, but I failed.
There you go. Josh learned how to make tortillas. A good job. That is a learning.
Dude.
About all I learned today too. Also, square peg round hole did not get used, and what happened?
Learn how to make tortillas the correct way. I can almost taste the tortilla the way Jake described.
Dude. You guys wouldn't get it. You guys wouldn't get it. Okay.
Oh my heck. That shook me. I mean, you describe how to make tortillas. That shook me.
Shook me to my core.
That was probably one of the top 10 weirdest calls I've done.
That was the top weirdest call I've ever heard.
And I've made hundreds of thousands of calls, probably, maybe even billions. Way more than Ryan.
So we got quite a few chats coming in. So I'm gonna let Ryan mysteriously roll the wheel behind the scenes.
We got 2 learnings so far.
No, a lot.
So if anyone else, you got 1 more minute. I'm gonna throw it on here. I threw Captain Kirk Booyah from earlier because he said he learned something, so he got in here. Chat your learnings. Get on the spinner for the winner. Here we go. There he is. He's there again. Look, he came in there anyway. Switch the narrative.
Nice job, Bruce.
Attaboy, Captain Kirk. All right, we're gonna flip a coin here. Here we go. We're gonna end it. Flipping the coin.
Come on. Josh, come on, Bruce.
Oh!
Josh.
The tortillas win. Hey, Josh, hit me up on.
Dude, Josh, what a great way to spend your afternoon. You learn how to make tortillas. Josh, you want to comment in the chat? Any other, I don't know if you want to give yourself a shout out or any other final thoughts?
Yeah. Dan always makes it awkward. Hit me up on DM. I need an email address and a physical address, and you will get your headset in the mail as long as you're in the US or Canada. Thank you to our sponsor, Headset Advisor. Also, if you didn't win, like Mr. Captain Kirk here, and you still want a headset, use the code YALA at checkout. Use the YALA at checkout, and you will get a buy one, get one on anything on Headset Advisor. So, in any case, guys, final thoughts from today?
Final thoughts are the list is the strategy.
Oh, my goodness.
And the second final thought is approach the call with conviction that prospecting is sorting. If someone's a green gumball, then book the meeting. If it's a red gumball, disqualify it and do what Reisart says. Don't force something if it's not there. The goal of prospecting is to book a strong appointment. It's not to sell a deal. I'm Dan Bigelow. This is Sandler Training.
Jake, what you learned today?
I've actually gone over my limit of talk time, so I'm not allowed to say anything else. I'm Jake Alba, Sandler Training.
He's out. Well, I think you guys made my pre-show comments pretty clear today. I'm just so fascinated about the approach, guys. It's so different than what.
Dude, that's what you say.
I do.
First call, first one dial, one conversation, one appointment.
Attaboy. I remember my first call, first conversation, first appointment before I broke my elbow. But no, it's always great to have the different perspective. Dan, your first call today was a master class, status, alignment, and I think you like to work with that. That's actually a good fit for you guys. You do a lot of work with that segment, right? The construction folk. That's why you're able to
say to every industry.
No, I know you say that, but you actually have, because I asked you this one before. You're like, no, this is like contractors are a good fit. You do work with those folks often, or was that just a lie? Did you just fib to me?
It was a lie. No, sugar. We have a we have a pretty wide net of client base.
God, here we go again. This is why we would never work together. This is why we would never work together formally. I would fire you guys so fast.
Don't say that.
You're done. The list is the strategy. Nail an itch. Anyway, love your guys' approach. Love the energy. It's always fun. Next week, we'll be back, as always, with another fun session of the Sandler Live. You guys always appreciate your time, energy, commitment, and I learned something new. I'm going to take this recording and tell my wife to learn about some tortillas. So we're going to end you guys this. Remember that when you're calling PRLs, sometimes it could be addictive. So public service announcement, we're going to end the show with this today.
What I'm harnessing now is absolute, focus. Mm-hmm. It's exciting. Winning